Podcast, Dark Mind. Episode 1, Inside the Mind of the Silent Killer. On a quiet winter morning in 1994, in the state of Ohio, the Andrews family woke up to an unusual silence. No sound from the kitchen, no footsteps on the stairs, no typical morning noise. The mother came down from the second floor looking for her son Thomas, 16 years old, and when she entered the dining room, she found him sitting at the table, staring silently at the wall. In front of him lay his father's lifeless body, surrounded by a pool of blood, and Thomas wasn't crying. He wasn't scared. He didn't even try to run. He just sat there still and calm as if nothing had happened. When the police arrived, he didn't resist. He didn't speak. He simply surrendered in complete silence. In the following days, that silence remained. No confession, no remorse, no explanation. Everyone who saw him, from detectives to doctors, described his behavior in one word: cold. But the deeper question wasn't what he did. It was why. At first, some assumed he was just an angry teenager who lost control. But something in his eyes, in his unnerving calmness, hinted at something else, something darker. Thomas was referred for psychiatric evaluation. After long sessions, the diagnosis came. Thomas suffered from a rare condition known as antisocial personality disorder. The lead psychiatrist said Thomas doesn't feel guilt because he simply doesn't know what guilt is. He lacks the inner compass of right and wrong like most people. His past wasn't free of warning signs: a troubled childhood, divorced parents, bullying at school, violent behavior toward animals. But no one imagined it would escalate to murder. In court, his lawyer tried to prove he wasn't responsible for his actions, but the judge believed he was fully aware of what he did. The sentence was clear: detention until the age of 21, with a mandatory reevaluation of his psychological state. Years passed. At age 23, Thomas faced the evaluation panel once again. The psychiatrist asked him, "Do you regret what you did?" Thomas gave a single answer: "I wasn't thinking then, and I'm still not thinking now." Was he being honest? Or was he simply manipulating everyone around him? Is he a victim of a mental disorder? Or a cold, calculated killer who chose his path with quiet determination? The public was divided. Some saw him as mentally ill and in need of treatment. Others saw him as a threat who should never be released. In the end, Thomas was released and went on to live a quiet life, or so they say. No one really knows where he is now, and no one knows whether the silence will return, or if something else is waiting. In the coming episodes, we'll uncover similar stories, real stories of people who crossed the limits of logic and shattered our understanding of the human psyche. I'm Adam, and this is Dark Mind, where we try to understand the things we're not meant to understand.